Well folks, if you watch the little short I put up on Sunday, you'll know that I walked along the local drain and I sort of expressed the view that it would probably be a better bet than the rivers to fish, given all the rain we had had. So, true to my word, I went down there on Monday and to give it a go. Anyway, I started fishing, and unlike last time, I didn't get bites straight away. In fact, I didn't get bites at all. And after a little while, a chap came along and he very, very politely told me that I shouldn't be fishing there, which was a bit of a shock. Anyway, we had quite a long chat and he explained why I shouldn't be fishing there and the fact that fishing wasn't permitted anywhere along that drain. So there it was. He did say that while I was there I could carry on fishing if I wanted to, but to be honest I didn't. I decided to back up. So the following video sort of shows me starting fishing and not doing too well and not getting any bites and being a bit confused as to why I did so well last time and not this time. But the reasons for that became clear when I spoke to the guy. So the video is quite short this time for obvious reasons, and if you'd like to watch it, please do. And at the end I do a sign off like I normally do, and I explain in a bit more detail the reasoning behind the fact that they don't allow fishing there. And yeah, so it's a bit unfortunate really, because being a local water I can walk to it. There's nowhere else I can walk to, so really quite disappointing. Disappointing more than just not catching fish on this occasion, but disappointing for the future really, because I had it in my mind that I'd probably visit the little drain fairly often. But there we go. So as I say, if you like, watch the video. It's not very long, and there's a bit at the end where I sort of explain things. So yeah, a bit different today really, but there we go. One never knows. Okay, let's get going. Okay, you'll recognise this from last time, or from the short I put up yesterday. Unfortunately there's a bit of a stronger breeze today than when I fished it last time, which could prove problematic, but we'll see. I think if anything I'm sheltered here because the pump building there, the wind's coming from that direction I think, so it's sheltered to some extent, but it was a bit tricky last time with the wind. It was actually blowing the other way last time. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll sort myself out and then I'll get back to you. Well, I can confirm that the warm spell is definitely over. This wind's really got a nip to it. Had a little bit of drizzle as I walked here and it was more icy than rain. Yeah, so yeah, we're definitely moving into winter I think, or certainly late autumn. Anyway, I'm here, I'm tackled up, I've plumbed the depth. As before, the plummet brought up quite a bit of weed, so I'm going to set it a few inches above the bottom. I've got quite a light waggler on, and with this wind that may prove to be a problem, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But anyway, I'll get going and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I've got a muffler on this mic, but it may still be affected by this wind. Anyway, let's get going, shall we? Right, I've got my 14-foot Shimano match rod again, Rapidex reel. I've changed the float. Last time I had a porcupine quill on, but this time I put a preloaded waggler on with just a single dropper shot. If I can keep the rod top low and the line under the water, perhaps I can save the effect of the wind, but sitting so high it's not going to be easy. Anyway, I've got a size 14 hook. Last time I tied the hook direct to the reel line, which is £6, which was a bit overkill for here. So I've now got a short 3.8 pound suplex line on, hook length, which I tied myself with an eyed 14 hook. I bought corn today because it was a bit of a last minute decision, and my nearest tackle shop is about 20 minutes away, and it's just not worth the drive really. That's a 40-minute round trip just to go fishing down the end of the road, so to speak. So I'm not sure if corn will work here. I've got some bread as well. I mentioned last time that I'd walked along here in the summer and thrown through some bread pellets in, and you could see something was having to go at them, whatever, on the way down. So you never know. Rudd and roach corn should work, I hope. Just got a single dropper shot on. It's clearer than it was yesterday when I went for my walk. It was very coloured yesterday. Plus the fact the temperature has plummeted, but I was hoping that the water temperature wouldn't have gone down as quickly as the air temperature. But last time I came here with maggots, first cast with maggots, and it was taken immediately, so maybe that's what you need here. But it was worth a try. I'm only going to stay a few hours, it's quite cold, and especially if I don't get any bites. No. There's some weed on that. That's interesting. I know there's bottom weed, and I did set the depth a few inches off the bottom, but it seems like even that's not enough. And perhaps need to pull the float down a little bit more. Just a couple of inches. Do it bit by bit and see what happens. It's quite a heavy waggler, this. It's as I say, preloaded. So it's easy enough to cast. Perhaps the fish here haven't been introduced to sweet corn. I'll try bread in a minute. What a difference to last time. I was getting bites straight away. The magic of maggots. Certainly no immediate interest, is there? Perhaps that temperature change has put them off. I was hoping the water temperature wouldn't have changed anywhere near as quickly as the air temperature, because up until literally yesterday, really, or certainly the day before, it was still really warm. Still getting bits of filament weed on the hook. That's interesting, isn't it? That is interesting. I must be a good probably 6 inches above where I plumbed. So there must be a lot of weed on the bottom here. Yeah, that wind is starting to make its presence known. Right, I'm going to try a bit of bread. No weed that time, which is something. As I say, that should sink a lot slower than the corn. Well, if we don't get any bites in the first sort of hour or two, I think this will be a very short session. I don't know if you can hear on this mic, there's quite a lot of background noise. That's because the wind's coming from the right and the main A141 road is over there, so the traffic noise is coming from there, whereas last time we were here the wind was in the opposite direction. Well folks, I may turn the camera off because nothing's happening. Yeah, I really thought I was in with a chance today here, although as I say, I didn't know how these alternative baits would work. It's a damn nuisance not being able to get maggots local or very locally. We had a little pet shop in town when we first came here, and he was an angler, and he used to stock maggots along with his pet food and stuff, and that was really handy. But now there's nothing in town, so I have to go to another town to I'd have to go to March or St Ives. I'm not actually convinced, even if I'd there's probably too much bread on there, isn't there? Even if I'd got maggots today, it would have worked, to be honest. It's looking as if things have changed. Anyway, I'll come back to you if anything happens. Well folks, I've packed up. I didn't get a bite, not a touch, which I was trying to put down to the cold weather and God knows what else, but that wasn't the reason. I found out a few things today. A guy came up, a very nice guy, to chat to me and politely informed me that I shouldn't be fishing here, which is a bit of a shock. Apparently there's no fishing allowed anywhere on this drain. He has in the past put signs up, no fishing, but they are removed. So that's the reason I didn't know, and the fact that the kids fish here on what they call the stink is completely out of order apparently. But the reason I didn't get a bite, this pumping station here was pumping, well, he did give me the quantities, immense quantities of water from the other side to this side during that heavy rain. So as he said to me, any fish that were here are probably about a few hundred yards, if not more, further down the drain now. They'll all be washed down. So I didn't stand a chance today, but I found out something, that I can't fish on this drain, which is a bit sad really, because it's a local drain. I can walk to it. And yeah, that's just quite nice really, being able to walk down to fish somewhere, but I can't apparently. He said I could carry on fishing here, but to be honest I wasn't getting a touch, and what he explained to me explains why I wasn't getting a touch. I was fishing for fish that just aren't here anymore. But apparently there's a lot of poaching along here. There's deadlines and God knows what else. But the main reason, well, there are lots of reasons they don't want fishing along here. They're frightened the kids are going to fall in and drown, obviously, because they're not very careful. But also, people cut out bits of the bank to make swims, which means he can't get his machinery down here to cut the banks. And there's a risk if the wheel goes into the cut out section that the whole machine will turn over. So they're all good reasons for it, and I accept those. I would never fish anywhere that I'm not supposed to fish. But anyway, so that's the end of today's session. Yeah, quite a pity really. Pity I didn't catch any fish, and a pity that I can't fish here anymore. But there we go. Right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Not that you saw a lot. You learnt a bit probably, but you didn't see a lot. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and until the next time, I'll get out on a river where I know I can fish. And yeah, until the next time, it's bye for now and cheers.